items, if he's here.
The council can take that, first, last, or whenever. It's the will of the council when to take that item.
Yeah, we could do that when he arrives is fine, or at the beginning, yeah. However, the only concern is that we're not sure when he's gonna arrive, so that's why at the end, just to play it, safe. What do you guys think? No. Citizen comments on it?
When it's time for that item to be heard, citizens will be able to comment on that item.
I was referring to having being able to move it up, not necessarily discussing the item at this moment. Just moving it up as an item on the agenda.
If the mayor will allow, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
In regards to the item that Mr. Moran had mentioned, which was item, I believe it's number 9, to move it up to number 8. The only reason we're asking for this is so that citizens are still here. I know last meeting it went really long, and with dedicated citizens they stayed, but they all have things to do and they have children that they leave behind, so that they could be here and voice their opinion. So I was hoping that we could move it up to number 8 as a first item for potential action. And I'm not sure if I could also say number 11, if we can move it up right after that. Again, talking about citizens' comments being pushed up a little bit. But if anything, for sure, the attorney one, we recommend ask to move up. Whether Mayor Pro Tem Garcia is here or not, Councilmember Soto was not here for the presentations, and I'm sure she's still going to vote on this. So I don't see why another council member can't approve that.
We're just trying to be fair and include him in the discussion, but I think he should be here by then, so I don't think it'll be a problem.
Thank you.
Any other changes, Council?
So what was the ruling on that, please, Mayor? Are we just sticking to when Mayor Pro Tem arrives?
Yeah, when Mayor Pro Tem Garcia arrives.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to announcements and reports. We have our Supervisor, Rodrigo Espinosa.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. I know there's, first I'm going to say there's Senator Ana Caballero's staff is here. Would you like to say something before I? Usually, I know she's not usually on the agenda, but if you'd like to go. Do you have a comment or you want to wait? Go ahead. Is that okay, Mayor?
I'm Joyce Dale. I am the office manager for Senator Ana Caballero. And right now, what I would love from whoever, I will leave a couple of my business cards here. We are recognizing our graduates. And I know we got some graduates here in Livingston. I'd love to get some photos of some of them to put on our website. So if I leave my card here and some of you have some you could send to me tomorrow, I really would love it, because the people in Monterey had a whole bunch of them, and I just didn't get a lot of them from here, so I would love it if you guys could help me out with that. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, if you want to let the senator know, just let the mayor or the city manager know when you're coming. That way they can place you on the agenda in case you have a comment.
The fact that we're open now, we can come, I just want, this is my area, and I just want to start meeting everybody.
Okay. Thanks, Joyce. Okay. Well, with my report, it's almost been like 10 days or a couple of weeks when the mayor, Jose Moran, and myself, I want to thank Councilmember Moran for inviting me to speak with the Pancake group. I think he stated last meeting, but I just want to restate it that we had a wonderful time. There was some by 10 citizens that the group Pancake from Modesto brought. It was mostly Hispanic, and we spoke in Spanish mainly, and so people from Livingston, from Delhi and surrounding communities, so they were able to learn a little bit about what the mayor does, what council member does, and a little bit about my job. So I want to thank the mayor and Councilmember Moran for for that invite. And usually that group goes to Merced County as well, and I speak to the groups every year, which is different. Just learn about education, about government, what our positions do. So thank you for that. Also, that afternoon, I also kind of did the same thing for a Parent Leadership Training Institute. The same thing every year. They have different classes, and we educate them on, basically I talk about what my job as a county supervisor is and what I used to do as mayor here in Livingston. So it's just great, and they ask questions about stuff, and what our role does, and what they can do if they have any questions. Or I also tell them, you guys just get educated, come to council meetings, come to the school board meetings, or any groups around the county, so that way you get more educated. And in case you have any questions for your kids, bring your kids. And so it's just about education and also about voting. Make sure you vote, and every election, every couple of years. So make your if you're a citizen, you can vote, and make sure make your voice heard. So, also on Sunday, June 27th, I attended vaccine distribution in Winton. The UFW Foundation donated $25 gift cards, and so they will give cards, more education about different things, and also you could get the vaccine. So I was there for about an hour, and people were showing up slowly, but they got. Also on July 3rd, last Saturday, I also attended another vaccine event in South Merced at the McNamara Park. So they always, like I said, they're always trying to give goodies and entice people to come in and get vaccinated and prevent people from getting sick from COVID. I also attended July 4th parade on a CAL FIRE Merced County fire truck, along with Supervisor Darren McDaniel, Supervisor John Pedroso, and in the Atwater fire truck was Mr. Ambriz, Danny Ambriz, council member from Atwater, and also the mayor was driving on the parade as well. So I just, I want to thank the Merced County CAL FIRE and also Atwater for allowing us to be in the parade. So it was my first time in Atwater on the parade. I think it was a wonderful parade. I saw many people from Livingston, so it's very well attended and it's very long. So I encourage everybody to attend that parade. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay for the fireworks in Atwater, which I always hear is pretty good. We didn't have any here, but as a city, but I know they were all over our community. So I'm not going to get into the fireworks today. So as I'm pretty sure everybody knows about the fireworks all year round. Our next meeting at the Board of Supervisors will be July 13, and anyone that would like to call me on questions or any issues in Merced County, please call me. And so if I can answer your questions, I'll be glad to. Any questions from council? Council, any questions? Or the public? Questions, public? No? Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Going to go on to city staff announcements and reports. Jose, you have any staff presenting today?
Well, I don't believe we have any staff reports this evening. Chief, you have anything tonight? Please come up. That's what I thought.
Mr. Mayor, council, community, hello everybody. So, because the fireworks have been such a hot topic lately, I directed 2 teams of law patrol officers to work July 3rd and July 4th. So, next slide. This is what I saw when I sat on Hammett Bridge. I saw better fireworks here anywhere else, so little poking fun. Next slide, please. So we did this as directed enforcement. The detail involved educating the community, issuing citations for violation and confiscation of illegal fireworks. The officers confiscated a total of 3 mortar launchers, tubes, basically Roman candles, 2 live mortars, and a pack of black cat firecrackers during the operation. Next slide, please. So July 3rd, the detail went from 7 p.m. to midnight. Sergeant Kang, Corporal Villarreal, Corporal Kirk, Detective Coleman, and Officer Dami worked that. Firework calls for service received by dispatch were 14 for that night. Officer-initiated field work related to fireworks was 6. Citations were 6 for that night, and 1 warning issued. July 4th, the detail same, 7 p.m. to midnight. Yes, I was out there with the troops. So Sergeant Fong, Corporal Hazelwood, and Officer Heer and I rode together. We were dispatched to 21 calls. We had 30 officer-initiated contacts from this. We issued 6 citations that night. One of them, Officer and her and I were riding around. We drive around the corner, and the guy's got the Roman candle right out in the street, shooting them in the air. He goes, "You got me." So the total for both days, 35 calls for service, 36 officer-initiated contacts, and 12 citations. As you can see, we wrote only 12 citations. We were trying to get more of an educational thing and telling folks, but they also got smart. Once they realized that we were out, they started putting the fireworks in the middle of the street, intersections away from everybody, or they moved them to their backyards where we couldn't see who actually did it. Because it's a misdemeanor, we have to see the person actually do it before we can take an enforcement action. Next slide. So obviously, Facebook knew we were out there. So I had to put that for a little poking fun. Go ahead, next slide, please. Okay, as I mentioned last meeting, we did vehicle abatement. I had directed officers to go out and do vehicle abatement. So this was the quarter of April 1st through June 30th of 2021. Next slide, please. So during this quarter, 36 vehicles were tagged on private property and received letters to intent to abate. 18 vehicles were removed from the property by property owners, 15 were brought to satisfactory condition, and 2 extensions were given. Basically, they told us that they would fix the problem, so we gave them extensions and gave them time to fix the issue. So we are working with folks. We're just not taking people's property, vehicles, or anything like that. Next slide, please. The officers issued 72-hour removal tags on 27 vehicles that were parked on roadways. 12 vehicles were being removed, towed pursuant to the 72-hour notices, 6 of them under the AVA program. Officers also issued 67 parking-related cites on vehicles that were parked either illegal, expired registration, or hadn't been moved. They started growing their own weeds. So, next slide. This is our first Explorer meeting after over a year of our Explorers being off. So I got to meet the Explorers for the first time, so we did a photo op and just wanted to share that part with you. Next slide. Okay, spade and neuter program. Letters have been sent out to local veterinarians to secure their services. We sent out in the letters detailing what we were looking for and what our parameters were. 13 letters have gone out so far, and we've had 1 rejection so far and no other contact from others yet. So, next slide. And that's it. Any questions?
Council, any questions?
I just want to follow up, over here. Just want to follow up. Have you made contact with Lupi from Antwater Pal?
Yes. I'm going to have a sit-down talk with her.
Okay, just want to be included. Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Not a question, but, just kind of following up on the fireworks, I guess not bad for being your first year here. It was quite a show. I mean, I thought last year was bad. This year was beyond. But, and I do appreciate the educational opportunities to the residents. I think that is very important. And then obviously, yes, we're going to have the 1 or 2, 3, 4, like in this case, 6 and 6 people that, for different reasons, they probably, were the ones that were firing those fireworks at 1 in the morning. But thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Just a quick comment, and yeah, the education of the community is vital, and we're going to continue to do that because there's a lot of individuals that don't see the bigger picture and how they're impacted when there's illegal fireworks. So, for instance, our ISO ratings, our response times for our officers, for our, fire department, if there's any, buildings that go down, any other damage, that directly will impact what the rates of what the insurance rates for our residents are going to end up paying at the end of the day. And then there's other ramifications, but that's just something that we can relay to, the residents. So that way, when they see illegal fireworks or they know of, we can try to prevent them. So thank you, Chief.
Yep.
I do have a question, if I
Go
may.
ahead.
Have you heard of, and this is something that someone brought up to my attention and I was not aware of it. Have you heard of silent fireworks?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I guess we have a whole year ahead of us to research that. And myself, I'm very interested on what that is. So I did a little bit of research, but it looks like some other California municipalities already have that in place. Maybe interested on how, what it looks like for us to kind of maybe look at it in the future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate all the efforts made this weekend. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other departments, Jose?
I don't think I have anybody else, so I'll go ahead and do my reportable item.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to switch gears and talk a little bit about economic development. I wanted to give the public and the council an update. Some good news, was able to talk to some investors, and you might recall when we went to our economic development conference in Nevada, there was a lot of interest from corporate Denny's to have a franchisee open up a franchise here in Livingston. So it's taken a little bit of while. So we finally, it looks like there's somebody that is really interested in opening a Denny's. I know that the community would like to see a 24-hour meal place. So we've started conversations with an interested party, so we hope to bring that to fruition. And then I wanted to give an update on some of the other projects. The Moonglow, which is the truck stop that's off of Hammett in between Campbell along the 99 corridor, we've finalized all of the environmental processes, and we're still doing a little wrestling with Caltrans, but their project's going to be coming before the Planning Commission and ultimately the City Council, so that hopefully we can get some ground movement this year. So that's huge for us. Number two, the ARCO is also gone through all those phases. Of course, they got approved last year. Then it was sold, somebody else bought it, but we're moving forward. I anticipate them breaking ground in the next few weeks, so that's positive. Again, that's on the other side off of Campbell and Hammett, and a little bit of Caltrans issues, but we're fighting that. And then as it relates to the 10 acres that are right adjacent to these two properties that I'm mentioning, we also have a group of investors that are looking at master planning that 10 acres. And right now, what they're doing is they're talking about possibly a grocery outlet, some hotels, maybe a 7-Eleven. They're trying to attract a Raising Cane, a Chick-fil-A, Pollo Loco. So all those, again, are just what's being talked about, so nothing solid yet, but the fact that there's interest and things are moving in the right direction brings me really good hope. And then we're also still moving ahead with the master planning, the 35 acres for the off of B Street and Winton Parkway. And then, of course, the 480-unit housing subdivision off of Main Street was approved by Planning Commission, so it'll be coming before the council soon. So things are starting to move, and we're happy about that. So unless there's any other questions, that's it from my end. Thank you, council.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Just a quick question regarding the Hammett. I know we have some money towards that intersection. Any progress in regards to that?
Yes, so as part of, we actually allocated through our regional funding about $1 million, and we're looking at fully implementing the full design on Campbell and Hammett, and so that's something that we're constantly working on, and we anticipate basically breaking ground and doing that legwork while these others start to construct, so that way we don't have any interference after they're constructed, and then we have to come back and build the road. It wouldn't make sense. So I know that engineering has been working on that continuously.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to city council members' announcements and reports. Councilmember King. Councilmember Jose Moran.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So on the 23rd, I was invited and we were able to participate with some, with Pique and some local residents, and we had the opportunity to invite them to this, to the council chambers, and they were here, and we had, some of us had the opportunity to present to them on how city government works and everything, you know, from beginning to end, and they were really, they were very amazed of everything that goes, everything that is decided up here, and I think that we got a couple of those parents that were interested in finding out more. So that was very good. It was a very nice morning. That was on the 23rd. On the 26th, I had the opportunity to participate in it was a Saturday morning, about 5 hours long, a meeting with Senator Caballero and Merced. It was great. It was great to have one of those first meetings in person with Senator Caballero and other community organizations, and best of all, they had some free food. It was good. So that's always welcoming. On the 29th, I had the opportunity to meet with a local nonprofit, or local as in the Valley, which it was just an introduction, just hi, how you doing? And I just wanted to we just had the opportunity to meet each other and learn a little bit more about the program that hopefully in the future we can bring to our local residents in regards to when people don't have insurance, that we can provide, that we can pay for their medical costs. If someone has medical insurance and they have a $20 copay, or $30 or $40 or $60, and they're having a hard time to pay that copay, we can pay that for them for their prescriptions. If they have no prescription insurance, so we can pay that for them. And even if they have prescription insurance and their copay is $10, $20, and it's a little bit harder on them to pay that copay, we can pay that for them. So I'm working on that, and hopefully very soon in the near future, we can bring that to our local residents. And this is a no cost to anybody else. The program is already there, and we just got to kind of set it up and make it available. And on the 30th, I believe it was, I had the opportunity to attend the retirement ceremony for 3 of the city employees. It was beautiful weather. It was great food, great company. Almost all of the employees were there, and it was just nice to see and give thanks to all of those people that had worked for the city of Livingston for so many years. And it was also an opportunity to meet with other city employees. And so another thing that has, I guess, people reaching out to me, it's this is something that that had been there years ago. I remember hearing about it, and it kind of went away, but it's been coming back. And well, it's always been there, but it just has never been really acted upon. It's or to finalize it, but there's a lot of interest for a skateboard park, and we're currently working with the NARHAC committee in regards to a dog park, and they're like, well, how about a skateboard park and a dog park all together, you know? So anyways, I just wanted to bring that up, and because there's a lot of interest for members in the community in regards to kind of looking into it, and then I will look into it. I have no idea how to, you know, I will ask staff on some direction on where to look, how to look for, you know, possibly grants, and kind of find out and educate myself on how was that skateboard park going to get done last time and why it didn't, and kind of take it from there. So if anybody out there has any information about, you know, anything related to building a skateboard park, just contact me. And I will start. I think it was very interesting this year, you know, as Chief said, fireworks, and not only Livingston. This is everywhere. From what I noticed, fireworks were really, really, really bad. And once again, it's you know, there's a lot of people that are very concerned in the community in regards to not only pets, but you know, people, some of our residents with PTSD, and you know, a lot of residents and a lot of our kids with in medical circumstances that you know, around this time with fireworks, it really affects them really bad. But I will start researching and inquiring, and I know that one of the companies that manufactures the fireworks that are sold here in our city, they already have silent fireworks. But so I guess I just have to inquire why that hasn't been an option for us here. But and then as I find out more information, I will relay that information to council and to the residents. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Maria Soto.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things to report. I did attend, I do belong to the Merced County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Really excited to hear all the news that our city manager has shared with you. It's been ongoing, but it's really exciting to see some items come to fruition. The economic development coming here and the small businesses, I did support throughout Merced County 2 ribbon cuttings for some of our small businesses. If you haven't been out into the community, there have been a few pop-up events. I know that we've talked about them in council before, and I'd really like to see and help some of these participants with some storefronts, if that would be something that they choose, and bringing a chamber to Livingston. Did attend the Planning Commission meeting. I am the liaison for that. We did have the topic, and Mr. Ramirez had shared with us that planning did approve an item, and it should be coming before us. The retirement party with the 3 that are leaving us, they have been with us, and it's really sad to see them go, because I was raised with them, Chuck especially, and Chris I knew from way back in the beginnings when he first started. I was a waitress over at Foster Farms Restaurant, and him and Steve Brown and JV used to come in, and I knew their order right away. So again, keeping it within our communities, and for them to be with us for so long is really saddening to see them go, but retirement happens. Also, I do work really closely with the VFW. Our auxiliary was recognized for several items here, and I just want to share these with you because, again, I am passionate about, well, 4th of July, not because of the fireworks, because what it represents. Our VFW, the Department of California VFW Auxiliary, we had participated, all our auxiliary is from post 8327. We placed among California in Veterans and Family Support second place, Americanism first place, with a special award going to our Gold Sword families. Community Outreach was third place, Buddy Poppy first place, Historian first place, Hospital second place, Legislative first place, Mentoring first place, Youth second place. Our auxiliary president, Jan Perginen, was entered to the Circle of Excellence, as well as our district president, Christine Martin, was entered to the District Circle of Excellence. So again, our small post has done many, many great things on behalf of veterans and those that serve in all our military branches. So again, I just want to share that with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Garcia is not currently here, so I'm going to move on to our mayor's announcements and reports. I'll make it short. Once again, or as the Councilmember Jose Moran stated, I also attended the Pique event here at the Chambers, talked to several parents here from the community, got an opportunity to just kind of discuss and answer the questions in regards to what the city functions entail. And so I appreciate all the participation, and I appreciate them considering Livingston coming down. It was a great event. Also, we had our annual Pancake Breakfast fundraiser from the Livingston Volunteer Fire Company, which I organized. It was a great event, and I just want to say thank you to the whole community for coming out and supporting all the different departments, especially the Explorers. Chief, I want to say thank you for allowing us or giving them the opportunity for them to help us out. It was great. We couldn't have done it without them. So it was a great turnout. Once again, thank you. Thank you to the whole community for coming out. Appreciate it. And then our members, city employees that retired, or 3 members, I just want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for being so dedicated to the city of Livingston. We appreciate all your efforts throughout the year. So we'll be missing you. So at the time, that's all I have. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our public hearings. We have 2 at this time. We'll go with the first one, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Livingston adopting a new rate schedule for water service, which is continued from June 15th. Do you want to start it? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the item will be continued from conversations with the council at the previous council meeting. We were looking at the second meeting in August, which would be August 20th. Unless council was looking at the first meeting in August, you will still want to keep the second meeting, so it would be August 20th.
I believe it's August 17th.
Okay, let me just double check. Thank you for looking at that, City Attorney. So it would be the 17th then. Is that correct?
17, right?
August 17th. I said the 20th, but it's not the 20th.
Alex, just real quick, do we still have to go through the motions?
Yeah, so I would first, Mayor, recommend you open the public hearing, see if anyone is here to comment on that, and then make a motion to continue the item.
Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing for any comments from the public at this time regarding this item. Anybody on the phone? So I'll bring it back to council for any motions for the continuance.
So once again, it's August 17th, Tuesday, August 17th.
Any motion to continue the item to August 17th?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion by Councilmember Maria Soto. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Second by Councilmember Kang. Monica Kuge, roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Councilmember Moran?
Yes.
Councilmember King?
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 4-0.
Thank you. And so we're going to go to item number 2, which is resolution ordinance of the City Council of the City of Livingston adopting a new rate schedule for domestic wastewater service, sewer service, which was continued on June 15th.
Council, same date, August 17th. 2021.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open it to the public for any comment. Any public comment regarding this item?
Margarita Aguilar, city resident. I had a question. Why is it, I'm not sure if I did not hear it, but why is it moved till August 17th? Can anyone answer that? I know last time you guys were debating about how much it's going to cost the city and how you're going to have to get someone to review all the information again, and then it's going to push us back 30 days and all this other stuff. The reason I'm speaking on it right now is because I was looking at the rates when back 2010, 11, give or take, and they were like way out there. Like almost some of the fireworks that we saw the other day. Okay, if you guys did your homework, after I went back and I did a little research, and I noticed that the rates were very minimal, you know, and it's true, I know last time I made the comment, we're all struggling, but I went to talk to a couple of residents, and, you know, it's just a small increment.
Do you even live in town?
It's a small increment, and I think that, personally, I just thought it was going to be somewhat discussed right now and kind of passed. I know you guys passed the other one, actually, with the motion I think that Mr. Moran made. So I'm just questioning, why is it being moved?
So at 2 council meetings ago, the item was actually brought up by staff, and the council at that particular moment in time had voted down the item, but at the same time, the item was continued so it wouldn't die, so we had to restart the Prop 218 hearing process. And right now, council wanted, there's a little bit of discussion in terms of you know, what the process and moving forward with the rates. So they wanted, as you know, they're currently looking at hiring a law firm, and they want the law firm, the new law firm to be in place and have a little bit of time to look at the overview of the documents. And so that's why August 17th was chosen.
Okay, so, but does that also mean that it's going to cost us money if we wait till then? Is it going to start over? It's still going to be open because you're deciding it's open right
Based
now?
on legal, Myers-Naves' a legal analysis, the process doesn't have to be restarted. That's why it's being continued. But as far as it costing the community a little bit more money, there is some additional costs, but it's not restarting based on Myers-Naves. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Any other public comment? Anybody on the phone? Okay, I'll bring it back to council for motions to continue it to the second meeting in August 17th.
I'll make a motion.
A motion by Councilmember Maria Soto. We have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it again.
Second by Councilmember Kang. Monica, could we get a roll call, please?
Roll call, Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Councilmember Moran,
Yes.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Can I get a minute just to look this over? Yes.
Mayor Aguilar,
Yes.
motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you, Monica. This time, I'm going to go ahead into citizen comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address City Council on any item not otherwise on the agenda. Members of the public, when recognized by me, by the mayor, should come forward and identify themselves. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state open meeting laws, no action will be taken by the City Council this evening. For items which are on the agenda this evening, members of the public will be provided an opportunity to address the City Council as each item is brought up for discussion. Any citizen comments at this time?
Margarita Aguilar. I do have a comment. I want to, first of all, I want to say that I commend those of you council members who are participating in different events and come and report, you know, where you've been, what you've done, and kudos to you. But one thing that I noticed, some citizens have brought, again, comments. One thing that wasn't reported back in what was it? Merced County, Merced City. It was in Merced City council meeting on June 21st, something that Councilmember Soto forgot to mention. She was presenting, she was there in regards to an issue that came up, and she was misrepresenting in our city. At the time she introduced herself to the mayor as Maria Soto, city council member, and she also considered herself, president of the Merced County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And the item she spoke, well, the mayor had actually said Maria Soto, council member. She could have corrected it at the time, but she didn't. She continued speaking on an item that had to do with Lark's, Dwight Lark's situation that he's been trying to bring to our city in regards to the cannabis. And his request was for the city of Merced to allow him to have the archway, which is a sidewalk that's nearby his business. And she spoke on it as a city council member. And on the code of conduct, it talks about representatives cannot go and use their title to represent our cities without it being lawful. And in this case, it wasn't lawful. And also she had some of her members from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce speak on it. And so my question to Councilmember Soto is, what is the mission of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? You know, what is their stand on the cannabis? Because being that you were there, even though people have asked, you never speak on it. But after you spoke, we kind of know where you stand on that. So I was letting the council know that is one of the rules on the conduct that she violated. In addition to that, on June, the planning commissioner, she also spoke on the project that was being approved and is coming to council. She actually spoke as Maria Soto, and she gave her opinion to the commissioners, which it passed 4-0. Again, refraining from improper influence. And I'm going to read it to you, Mrs. Soto, and for those of you who sometimes step over the line and with our attorney, not sure what he should say to them. It says, the city official shall refrain from using their position, improper influence in deliberating or decision of the council, the city staff, board, commissioners, and committees. So I'm going to just pretty much say I really would appreciate it if you go back and see what you signed on to, Mrs. Soto, and realize that you've already broken quite a few of those rules of conduct, among others, that I'm sure will continue. So that was just my comment, that it's something, we have copies of all of you who signed it, the date you signed it. Go back and read it, okay?
Thank you, Ms. Aguilar, for your comment. I just want to clarify that on June 21st, I did attend the council meeting in the city of Merced as a representative of the Merced County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Public comments are open. I did retract my statement and let them know that I was there on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. And to clarify, the item that was discussed at the Merced Council Chambers was public easement for Mr. Dwight Larks. It had nothing to do with any of the projects that he brought, that he is proposing for Livingston, which is cannabis, okay? So that was not discussed that evening. I was there on behalf of Merced County Hispanic Chambers. The mayor did, out of respect, call me by name, Councilmember Maria Soto. And I did acknowledge that. However, I did not clarify that I was strictly there on behalf of small business, again, which is the mission of the Hispanic Chamber, is to support nonprofits and small businesses. And that's, I believe, that's how I've represented them here, as I spoke about them on the dais, is supporting economic development, nonprofits, and small businesses. So thank you very much.
Any other public comment at this time? Anybody on the phone? Okay, thank you. At this time, we're going to go ahead and move on to our consent agenda. I know we had 4 items pooled for additional discussion. So we're going to start off with item number 4, which is the second reading and adoption of ordinance of the City Council of the City of Livingston establishing new rates of solid waste service, garbage service.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council, and legal can certainly chime in on this one. Even though council did pass and adopt this at the regular meeting 2 meetings ago, based on conversation that the council had, the council wanted to basically continue this item along with the other 2, water and sewer, in order to take them as a package, in order to look at getting more than 3 votes. This one only requires a 3 vote, but it's been past practice from the council adopting the utility rates with a supermajority. So because of that, this item is looked at to be continued to the August 17, 2021 date.
Thank you, Jose. This time we're going to go ahead.
Yeah, I would just
chime in.
clarify that there was a first reading of the ordinance. It was introduced and there was a first reading, but it wasn't adopted at the previous meeting.
Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and open the public hearing for any public comment regarding this item at this time. Anybody on the phone? Okay, bring it back to council for a motion to continue this item.
Can I?
Oh, yes, go ahead, Monica, sorry.
Okay. On the meeting of June 15, we opened the public hearing on the solid waste service item. And for the record, we only received 35 protests, and there was no majority in written protest. After the hearing was closed, we did not receive any more protests.
Thank you, Monica. Council? Motions to continue?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilmember Maria Soto. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Garcia. Monica, could we get a roll call, please?
Roll call. Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Councilmember Moran?
Yes.
Councilmember King?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you, Monica. We have item number 5. This was approval of minutes of meeting held on January 19, 2021. Mr. Councilman Moran, you pulled this item, correct?
Yes. So the minutes from the meeting held on January 19, 2021, during the reading of the entire agenda, I was able, and looking at the minutes, I was able to find some mistakes that need to be corrected before they are approved. And on page 15 of the minutes, under item 13, it states, the minutes state that the motion was by Moran and second by Aguilar, but the correction is the motion was made by Garcia and second by Aguilar. And I did go back onto the video from that meeting, and it's just for reference. It's on our number 2, minute 21, second, 33 seconds. And also in the minutes, I did find a couple of minor corrections before we approve it, and it's one of the last names on a person that participated during public comment for that item was supposed to be Barragan, but it was misspelled. I mean, and so while we're doing, or we're going to make that correction on that motion, might as well correct the last name for future reference. But other than that, that's it.
Okay, so we got any public comment regarding this item? Okay, bring it back to council for motions.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
To clarify, is the motion to just approve number?
Accept the corrections as stated by Councilmember Moran.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Maria. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilmember Jose Moran. Could we get a roll call, Monica?
Roll call. Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Councilmember Moran?
Yes.
Councilmember King?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and move on to item number 6 from the consent agenda, which is a resolution to accept bid and award a contract to M4 Concrete and Drywall, Inc. for the Phase 1 Paving 6 Dirt Alley Federal Aid Project number CML 5256, and authorizing city manager to execute the agreement.
And Mayor, since this is a package with number 7, can we take on 7? Our city engineer's here, and he's going to elaborate a little bit more on this package.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council, members of the public. Mario Gouveia, city engineer. And these two projects that are under items 6 and 7 were they're separate projects. They're federally funded, but they were bid together. So the low bidder was the responsive and responsible bidder with the lowest total for the two projects added, and that was M4 Concrete.
So for clarification, in case the public is interested in knowing, if you go to that item and you look at Phase 1 and you look at Phase 2, Phase 1, of course, the lowest bidder on that is M4 Concrete and Drywall, Inc. And if you look at the Phase 2, it's Ralph Construction. But again, what our city engineer is saying is that this was bid together. And even though there's two different phases, when you aggregate the two, the lowest bidder still is M4 Concrete and Drywall, Inc.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's reflected in the abstract of bids, which I think it's attached to the agenda. So we have to break the projects into two because they are independent projects because of the funding.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions right now? So we'll take it out for public comment. Any public comment regarding this item? Anybody on the phone? We'll bring it back to council for any other questions or motions. Go ahead.
I motion to, are we doing just one at a time or both of them?
You can do them both at a time.
Both? Okay, so that will be items number 6, and I motion to approve items
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
We have a
As
motion.
stated.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jose Moran. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Garcia. Monica, could we get roll call, please?
Roll call, Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Councilmember Moran,
Yes.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
So we'll continue with the rest of our consent calendar, our agenda, which is item number 3, ratify warrant register dated June 30th, 2021. Council,
I move to approve.
motion by Councilmember Jose Moran. Do we have a second? Second by Councilmember Yagandeep Kang. Could we get roll call, Monica?
Roll call, Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Councilmember Moran,
Yes.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
So this time we're going to move on to discussion potential action items. I know there was a request to move item number 9 to upfront and have an opportunity to break into closed session for further discussion. So we'll go ahead. Legal, we do that right now. So just for the public, we're moving item number 9, which is a resolution approving a legal service agreement to city attorney services and appointing the city attorney up front. So before that, we're going to break into our closed session, give an opportunity for further discussion, and then come back.
Just to clarify, further discussion of item 3 and 4 on the closed session.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for waiting. We're going to go ahead and open back our regular session. During our closed session, there is no reportable action at this time, but we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 9, which is the resolution approving a legal services agreement for city attorney services and appointing a city attorney. Do we have any public comment at this time regarding this item? Which item? 9.
Was this regarding the law firm? It is? Well, I don't know if you guys want to have them step out. Like we did last time? Or I could just read it. I mean, it's up to you guys. Yeah. Would you guys mind stepping out real quick?
You guys okay with that? Yeah.
All right, Albert Arias, you guys know me, counsel. Well, the issue with law firms, the first law firm, we've been doing a little bit of research. We found out some stuff that maybe you guys should know before you vote, before you decide. So I'm gonna speed read it, just so everybody can get, the gist. Basically, it says the Santa Clara paid $579,000 to the law firm Churchill & White, which is now White and Brenner, between September 2017 and July 2018, an average of $58,000 a month. This was for services attorney Churchwell, who represented the city in his losing defense against the California Voting Rights Act lawsuit that was decided earlier this year, which is 2018. This is from the Silicon Valley newspaper. Also, it says Churchwell also represented Santa Clara in its appeal the decision likely driving Churchill White's total bill over $1 million, even if the appeal is heard in April, as the city has requested. Churchill is the lawyer, lobbyist, political consultant who appears to have no prior experience litigating voting rights cases against whose boutique law firm Churchill White doesn't have practice, especially in redistricting or voting rights litigation, making the firm an unusual choice for a defense attorney in high-stakes lawsuit. Basically, what city records show that Leone's firm, Nielsen Markson.
Can't hear.
Oh, my bad. All right. So basically, it says city records show that Leone's firm, Nielsen Paranello, was paid $108 in April 2017. Well, that don't matter. Although Churchill White doesn't have a CVR litigation practice, the firm has an established practice providing contract city attorney services. The firm's clients include Angels Camps, Atwater, Dixon, Newman, Oakdale, Patterson, Riverbank, and Sonora. Churchill's partner, Doug White, which is Tom's partner, is contracted to the city of Dixon, where legal spending jumped from 350% from $898,000 to $898,000 in 2017-2018. After hiring the law firm, Dixon's population is 19,000, but it has the highest per capita legal costs in Solano County, according to 2018 Solano County Grand Jury Report. Atwater, a town of 29,000, saw its legal services budget nearly double to $300,000 after hiring Churchill White in 2017. Doug White ran up $100,000 in legal fees in a month of work. The Merced Sun-Star reported last May. The outlay shocked some of the city council members, wrote the Sun-Star, who called it a bunch of money, but the attorney White contends the cost was necessary. Basically, you guys better decide if this is what you want to put City of Livingston through. Because right now, from this article, these guys tend to run up your bill. And, it's not looking good. So that was Tom and Doug White. And as everybody knows, Doug White was here about 10, 15 years ago, and it didn't end well. So I'll leave that to you guys. If anybody wants this article, I can send it. Thanks.
Any other public comment at this time? Anybody on the phone? Okay, I'll bring it back to council for any, this, go ahead.
Hi, Council, Savannah Garcia. So I just wanted to comment on the attorney. Like the prior gentleman said, we did do some research, and in looking at the Tom and the other gentleman, it looks like they are running up costs, and it might be a bad choice for the city of Livingston. It appears that Doug White is also leaving the city of Atwater after charging $715,000 in just a year. So I just wanted to recommend going with the second option, Huber, I believe, and that's it. Thank you.
Any further public comment at this time?
Again, Margarita Aguilar speaking. I'm also in agreement with the Hubert attorney firm Hubert. I'm so sorry, I don't remember the second name, but like I mentioned the last time. Like you mentioned the last time. Excuse me, can you stop being so rude on the phone? If you have something to say, why don't you come in person?
You live out of town.
As I was saying, regardless where I live, my children come to school here, my grandkids come to school here. I purchase, I invest in this city. I have relatives in this city, and I actually have, the balls to be here and speak on behalf of the citizens who don't have a voice. I'm sorry if I had to use that word. So it doesn't matter.
Yes, please.
You need to mute that, Mr. Mayor.
Whoever this is, I'll be here for another hour if you want to come by.
Excuse me, please. Please.
Well, you need to do your diligence, Mr. Mayor, and ask him to please stop, because it's my time.
I have asked him to stop. Please, somebody, whoever's on the phone, please stop.
And he should give his
Mute
name.
your phone, please.
He should get his name like we do. As I was saying, and rudely interrupted. The citizens are going to speak regardless if they're from Delhi or they're out of town. When we see something not going right, especially when there's a self-interest individual sitting in front of us, definitely we're going to be here. So again, I'm here to represent citizens who don't have a voice because they feel uncomfortable coming, because individuals like the individual on the phone has the nerve to interrupt citizens' comments. And so I really hope that the council keeps in mind that it's going to be a firm that's going to, lead our city in the right path, is going to give advice to the council when they're struggling with an issue, look into conflict of interest and anything else that comes in hand. So with that said, I really hope that you guys keep in mind the Hubert firm. Again, they have Spanish speakers, and I'm really surprised our mayor hasn't spoken in Spanish in order to clarify some of these issues that are coming up. So maybe we should try to reach out not just to the English speakers, even the Punjabi. They're out there. Okay, so thank you for your time, council.
Any other public comment at this time? Anybody on the phone? I'll bring it back to council for further discussion or comments, motions. We're having the attorneys come back at this time.
Can I get the names of both of the firms again?
Go ahead.
White and Bruner is the first one, or doesn't matter the order, and the other one is Cole and Huber. So he represents White and Bruner and Cole and Huber.
Cole. Thank you. Is this, where are we at as far as back on the dais?
Yeah, we're back to council for further discussion or comments or additional questions.
If the council wants to discuss the item any further, or if, can make a motion as well at this time.
Okay, well, first of all, I do appreciate and I do want to say thank you to the people that participate in, either here in person or on the phone. But I do believe that it is, and I want to call it out like the way it is very disrespectful to whoever, even in person or on the phone, to interrupt somebody else. I mean, any way you cut it, it is disrespectful. So I would encourage everyone to, be respectful of everyone else and participate, whether it's on the phone, whether it's in person, whether it's via email, anyway, in either way, So, but always keep in mind and be mindful of others and be respectful. So, is there any more discussion on this item?
Anybody else have any other questions at this time?
If not, I can make a
In
motion.
addition, just real quick in regards to the attorneys present here, we appreciate your time, your efforts. It's a hard decision. Both of you are great firms. It wasn't easy, obviously, to choose, and we appreciate the time and efforts in your application process. Thank you.
So, also, I do want to say thank you to both of the firms for being here a second time. Like I said earlier, unfortunately, we can only keep one. It's a hard decision. There's a lot of different factors that come into, everyone's, or at least I can only speak for myself, into my way of thinking. It doesn't mean that one or the other is better than the other one, but we still have to select only one. So if there's no more discussion, at this moment, I'd like to motion to approve the firm Cole and Hubbard, I'm sorry, I mispronounced it, as resolution approving a legal services agreement for the city attorney services and appointing city attorney, the firm Cole and Hubbard. That is my motion.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jose Moran. Do we have a second? We don't have a second, so legal?
Motion fails for lack of a second.
Motion fails for lack of a second. Any other motions?
I'll make a motion, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Livingston approving the legal services agreement with White Brenner for the city attorney services and appointing White Brenner as city attorney.
We have a motion by Councilmember Maria Soto. Do we have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
A second by Councilmember King. Monica, go roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Councilmember Moran?
No.
Councilmember King?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 4-1.
Congratulations, and thank you, gentlemen, for participating in the application process. Do you want to make a statement?
Appreciate it very much, and I look forward to working for you.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and move on to item number 8, which is designate voting delegate and alternate for League of California Cities Annual Conference and Expo, September 22nd, 24th, 2021. What's that?
As Mayor and Council, so this is an annual designation. So if there's, I know that the last go around, Councilwoman, if I remember correctly, Councilwoman Soto was the delegate. You guys are welcome to choose her or choose within you. You can choose a first alternate, second alternate, however, whatever process you want to use is fine. Or if you don't want to designate anybody and nobody's going to go, you can also do that as well.
Who's the designated person or representative to the league? Who is it? It's Maria? Okay. Who's the alternate? It's Jose? Jose, you're the alternate? Yes. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to send the or the representatives that were ready, or do you guys want to alternate or send somebody else? Okay.
I say we send whoever's assigned to that.
What's that? Just clarification, you just need one designated or alternate also?
The purpose of the second is for some reason
Yeah.
the first one can't go, then of course the second one can participate.
Okay, so you guys want to do that? Maria and then Jose be the alternate in case Maria can't go?
I prefer not to. Thank you.
All right, so we need a second alternate person. Anybody else be able to go in case Maria can't go? All right.
I would actually have to check my calendar at work for trainings and stuff, so.
And Maria, are you going to be able to attend to that conference?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, so I guess at this time, as long as Maria assures that she'll be able to make it, and just, let us know if there's any changes, Maria. If there's any changes, just let us know. All right.
Do you want to make a motion just to?
So I'll take it out for public comment, right? So any public comment regarding this item? All right, bring it back to council. So anybody want to make a motion to identify or designate Maria as a voting delegate?
I'll make the motion.
A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Garcia. Do we have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Second by Councilmember Kane. Do we get roll call?
Roll call, Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Councilmember Moran,
I abstain. Thank you.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 4-0.
We're going to go ahead and move on to discussion and direction on naming the Max Foster Complex Future Improvements Extension.
I brought this up. Do you want me-
Yeah, go ahead.
So, once again, this is just an idea that I was thinking about, and maybe in the future we could put it on a public hearing for the name. So, what I was thinking, like I said, just an idea to name the extension of that complex to Military Members and First Responders Complex. It's right off the highway, and so you could be recognized, when people are driving by, they see a, I don't know, monument, whatever we're going to put there in the future. So like I said, it's just an idea. And I'm requesting maybe we could put on the public hearing on the next council or the future council.
Legal, what would be the process for?
Well, it is on the agenda tonight, so if you want to discuss it more tonight, you can do that. You can also direct that it be brought back at a future meeting for further discussion.
What do we want to do?
So we could just bring it back for, can we place on the public hearing in the future? Can we start there?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a public hearing. It could just be an item here. You can still take public comment on this item.
Okay.
Or this agenda.
And if, anybody out there has an idea on a name, maybe you guys could submit it to Monica, email it, and then we can go from there, talk about it in future council. So at this time, I don't have an exact date, so I guess we just wait, see what emails we get.
Sounds good.
So just to be clear, your vision for the park is to honor veterans and military?
Yes. Military members, first responders.
Okay. Take it out.
Yeah, if there's no motion to set it for a future specific meeting, just at a future meeting, if the council wants to bring it up during future agenda items, you can at that time pick a future meeting to discuss it at.
So, like I said, for the citizen to email Monica, can we put a time frame on that, or like this say 30 days from tomorrow? We'll start tomorrow, so, and then after that 30 days, and put it on for the next council after that, or council meeting, regular.
So it sounds like that would be August 17th, I think.
Can we have some further discussion first before we get there? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have any other?
Yeah, thank you. I think that is a great idea, and I really appreciate you bringing this up and giving people the opportunity to kind of have some input. Just going back, actually, when I was reading this, I think that kind of reminded me when previously the rec department had the opportunity to put out a survey to get some possible ideas and names for the grassy area across the street. And I think that could also be a good opportunity to involve not only the rec department, but the rec commission, because the rec commissioners, their primary focus is it's being involved in anything that has to do with parks and, So I think that is a great asset that we can use because they're already there, And I think because they're going to be able to meet before, one of our next council meetings. So maybe we can use that as an opportunity to get some additional input. And probably the rec department can put out a survey, and kind of help in the process. And, so in addition to emails and stuff like that. So I think that if we ask the rec department to include that in one of their next agendas to be presented to the commissioners, they can also come up with additional ideas and help out. That is just my an idea as well. Thank you.
Anybody else have anything else? For me, I think it's, obviously very good that you're trying to honor military members and first responders. But I agree with Councilmember Moran that, we always want to involve as many people as possible, and the Recreation Commission's there for such things to help out and be involved and seek any public comment. So it'll be probably good for their next meeting later this month for them to have an actual item in their agenda and bring up the idea and have the discussion between them, and also listen to their recommendations overall. And use their platform, not only their meeting, but I know social media, their page and stuff like that, So that could probably work out.
I agree with you both. Sounds like a good opportunity, like you said, for everybody to put their input. And then I guess we'll just wait to see what they have to say, and then I guess the next council or in the future set a time limit on all the emails or names that we could gather, and then go from there. Thank you.
Sounds good. Any public comment regarding this item? All right, I'll bring it back to council. Legal, do we need an actual motion for this?
If you want to set it for a specific date in the future, I'd recommend directing that, providing that direction to staff. So make a motion for the date you want it brought back.
So the next possible dates would be the 20th of July, the 3rd of August, the 17th of August. Those are regularly scheduled council meetings.
Can I make a recommendation to Mayor Pro Tem to bring it back the first meeting of August? Because I won't be here for the second meeting of, not that you have to, but I would really appreciate it since we try to do that for everyone else.
Yeah.
For the second meeting of August. Plus, it will give us a couple extra weeks.
So the first meeting in August, is that? Yeah, I'm fine with that, yeah, if everybody else. So I guess the next rec meeting is on 29th, is that correct? July 29th. So it'll kind of be the time crunch. How about we do it the following
Do September?
September, the September.
First meeting of September.
Would that work for everyone?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was kind of behind on my schedule,
No.
but yes,
Oh.
it probably be best in September.
September? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're making motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion. Let's see what date it's at. It's the 7th? The 7th? To bring it back September the 7th of 21.
So we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Garcia. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second by Councilmember Jose Moran. Can we get a roll call, Monica?
Roll call. Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Councilmember Moran?
Yes.
Councilmember King?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
We're going to move on to item number 11, discussion and direction on the possibility of moving up citizen comments.
If I may.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So I did bring this item, well, I made that suggestion to bring it to council. The first time that I mentioned this was back in January, and I do appreciate you allowing this to be up for discussion. So I think it's very important. In August, we go back to school. There's a lot of activities, and often we have students that are here and participating in one way or the other. And when they're here, and also, people that work, and, sometimes they get up early in the morning, and so it becomes a little bit difficult for all of them to participate during public comment. And then sometimes we have other presentations, and they're here for 2 to 3 hours before public comment comes up. So I think I do believe in public comment, and this is not just now, but I always believed in public comment and being important and engaging and inviting and being welcoming to citizens and residents to participate. And there's other agencies, and then again, we don't have to be like them, but there's other agencies that is actually that is actually their first item, and so that allows, and that is inviting, and it opens it for transparency, and no one can say, well, they allow us to speak until 9 o'clock or whatever, and it's already late, and they do it on purpose, and blah blah blah. So I think just considering moving public comments earlier in the agenda. Right now, currently is even after public hearings, even if we can have citizen comments right before announcements and reports. And most of the time, a lot of the people that are, they do get a chance to still stay here and listen to our reports because it's important. So I think it will be more of a benefit overall. And it will speak highly of, well, I can only speak for myself. It will speak highly of, in this case, of each one of us to say, at least I'm in support of this, and I support this, and this, So I think we need to, consider it and give it serious consideration. And we've seen it plenty of times, and sometimes our meetings go for a while, and we have people here just waiting for 2-3 hours, and kids, and I feel bad because they got to do homework, and they got to go back to school, and they got to go sleep early and stuff like that. So just to be considerate of not only of students but our residents as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Council, any other questions, comments regarding this item?
Yeah, I also agree with Mr. Moran. Some of these meetings end up being midnight, so I would like to actually move it right after announcements and report.
Before or after?
Sorry, after.
So that would be
Right above Supervisor Espinoza.
Also before announcements and
Before,
reports.
yes, yeah.
So it would be public comment and then announcements and reports.
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments? Comments? Go ahead. Oh, in regards to myself, I agree. I know we looked at it before, but obviously it's good to always reconsider and see the benefits of moving it. So I'm in total agreement with you. I think it could be beneficial. Like you said, school's around the corner, so it's going to be, it's going to benefit our citizens that attend our meetings and able to have an input. So I'm in agreement. At this time, we'll take it out to public comment. Anybody have a public comment regarding this item? Anybody on the phone? Diego?
Diego Castillo, PO Box 855. In my opinion, it's a good idea to move it up in time, and I believe that's a good start to get the community engaged in attending the city council. I would like to have some company. Sometimes it's just me here.
A loyal attendee. Okay, so any other public comment?
Yes, Jason Ross.
What was that again? Can you repeat your name, please?
Jason Ross.
All right, Jason, go for it.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's been a lot of times where the meetings have gone on and on and on, and I believe the citizens have a right to speak before anything else.
Thank you, Jason. Any other comments on the phone? All right, we'll bring it back to council for motions.
I motion to move citizen comments after changes to the agenda and right before announcements and reports.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jose Moran. Do we have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Second by Councilmember King. Could we get a roll call, Monica?
Roll call, Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Councilmember Moran,
Yes.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Aguilar.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
This time, we're going to go ahead and adjourn our meeting, 9:04 p.m. Thank you.